Great musicians are often pioneers, and violinist Maud Powell stands as a unique figure in American music history, not just for her virtuosic talents, but for her pioneering work as a champion of the recording arts and her pioneering efforts as an ambassador of American music. At the dawn of the 20th century, when the very concept of recorded music was a new idea, Powell, already a highly regarded concert soloist, became the first instrumentalist to record for the Victor Talking Machine Company's Celebrity series. Powell's performances were captured mechanically and inscribed directly to wax cylinder without benefit of the yet-to-be-invented electronic microphone. She recorded over 100 cylinders between 1904 and her death in 1920, and those recordings played a crucial role in introducing the American public, many of whom had never been to a concert hall, to the pleasures of classical music and to the possibilities of a new technology. As a woman performer stepping into a male-dominated field, and as an American musician in a world dominated by European talents, Powell consistently answered doubts and criticism with exceptional musicianship, artistic passion, and gracious poise. She remained a tremendous advocate of American musical talent and steadfastly championed American composers, women composers, and African-American composers. Maud Powell's legacy lives on through her own music and through the efforts of the Maud Powell String Quartet and the Maud Powell Society for Music and Education. For her remarkable talent and vision, the Recording Academy proudly honors Maud Powell with a 2014 Lifetime Achievement Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, accepting for Maud Powell, please welcome her biographer and president of the Maud Powell Society, Karen Shaffer, and the acclaimed violinist noted for her Maud Powell tributes, Rachel Barton Pine.
In behalf of Maud Powell and the Maud Powell Society for Music and Education, I thank the Recording Academy for this very great honor. This pioneering American violinist's remarkable legacy was unknown when I founded the Maud Powell Society for Music and Education in 1986. We celebrate Maud Powell today thanks to those who have served on our board and supported us as friends, the wonderful violinists who have honored her legacy, and the young virtuosi like Rachel Barton Pine, who are carrying forward her ideals. The honor means a great deal to me personally, as I have devoted 35 years to writing Maud Powell's biography, now working on the second edition, reissuing her recordings, publishing her transcriptions, leading the Maud Powell Society, and co-founding a music celebration in her name. I am grateful to the distinguished members of the recording industry and academy, the late John Pfeiffer, Ward Marston, and Klaus Heyman, who have enabled this Victor Immortal's recorded art to be heard once again, now on the Naxos label. There was a time when Maud Powell's name was a household word. Yet, as Powell's biographer, I have frequently been asked, who is Maud Powell, and why does she matter? Well, here is my reply. At a time when women could not vote, Maud Powell set out to fulfill the gifts within her. Despite the barriers she had to overcome, the naysayers who belittled her ambition, she forged a path for others to follow. She dared to be herself, to fulfill the promise within her, to bring music to the world and speak the truth that was in her. Nothing could stop her rise to fame, for once she lifted her bow to her violin, she played on the heartstrings of the universe and brought a new sound into the world. A woman's voice commanding the instrument of her choice, speaking to millions in tones they had never heard before. Her own commanding presence brought forth the best in all who heard her. She proved that anyone can achieve who dedicates themselves to the truthful service of their art. Maud Powell brought a light into the world that can never be extinguished. Even now, she holds her lamp alight as the first female instrumentalist to receive the Recording Academy's Lifetime Achievement Award. Why does Maud Powell matter? She reminds us that the flame within us can be a beacon of light for all to follow. Thank you for helping to make Maud Powell's name a household word once again.
I'd like to express my gratitude to Karen Shaffer for her incredible dedication and efforts to preserve and promote the legacy of this extraordinary artist, who just about an hour ago I realized is tonight's only female honoree. Nearly 20 years ago, I discovered Maud Powell through the fascinating biography Karen had written. At the turn of the last century, Maud Powell was recognized as America's greatest violinist and one of the preeminent musicians in the whole world. In 1904, Maud became the first instrumentalist to record for the Victor Red Seal label, now RCA Red Seal, making, as you heard, more than 100 acoustic recordings before her untimely death in 1920. She was so popular that people throughout America bought the newfangled phonograph just so they could listen to Maud's music. She was the first woman to dare to lead a quartet with men as the other members. And she was the first white instrumentalist to champion works by composers of African descent. I discovered Maud Powell's legacy has left a profound impact on all of today's American classical artists. The leading industry publication of her time called her long one of the most powerful forces for the advancement of music in America. Maud Powell educated a nation that had rarely had access to high-quality concert performances. She famously said that popular music was familiar music, and that if classical became more familiar, well, then it would be popular. And she definitely proved this to be true. Maud Powell's story resonates powerfully for me, and I've tried to model my career in music around Maud and the example she set. By performing music by deserving composers, both well-known and lesser-known, by introducing classical music to new audiences across the country, by embracing the latest technology to spread great art to listeners everywhere, and by educating and encouraging the next generation of young artists. Despite living long before the creation of the Recording Academy, and of course, even before the introduction of the electric microphone, Maud Powell embodied the mission of the Recording Academy: to positively impact the lives of musicians, of industry members, and of our society at large. Thank you very much for this great honor.
Thank you. And we can take you this way.
Okay.